Hello, welcome to my page, Messages from Venus. This is a client reading, and this is called My Path Reading. For those of you that don't know what My Path Reading is the reading that you choose when you don't know what to choose. Or, I don't know, when you just don't know what to choose and you want to have a couple of questions, or you just want an intuitive reading. So you can choose the My Path Reading, and this specific reading is going to consist of career and love. The names of the decks are going to be in the description box. What else do I have to tell you guys? And I'm going to start off with career first. So I'm going to start off with the tarot first and see. You didn't have any specific questions, so I'm going to just go off by intuition and see what's coming up or what's happening here. Okay, so as I was shuffling the cards, I saw new beginnings, somewhere new. You just don't know what direction to take, which is perfect because that's the reason why you're getting a reading. However, I feel like where you are right now, because it's always important to know where you are right now before knowing where you're going. So you have, I'm not going to tell you the names of the cards as I don't read like that anymore, but I'm seeing here that you want to make a change, but you're concerned about family and your responsibilities with your family. You're concerned about going back to the past and what the past had to offer, which was really little to nothing when it comes to your relationships and your marketing and how you speak to people or how other people speak about you or upon you. It's very difficult for you to think that you might go back to a job or a position or a place where they might down talk to you or might give you more responsibilities for little pay. You don't really want to do that. I also see that, like I said, your main concern is your family. And I feel like it's either somebody that you either worked with before or that was at your job place before, and you kind of like have feelings for this person and don't know what to really do with this person, or the emotions that you feel for this person. It might be in a past position at work or a past lover. But I'm gonna pull some cards for you as far as where you should take your career as of right now, even though I have a very strong feeling that I feel like you should persist in the job that you have now, meaning the career that you have now, persist in it, but in a different place is what I'm seeing. And let go of fear. Don't be afraid is what I just saw. So So they're saying if you're going to stay in this position, know that if you stay in this position or this job for more than, past like the first 3 months of 2018, you're going to have to either ask for a raise or know that this is what they're telling me. Know that thinking about your family is important. Okay, so listen carefully. This message is important is what they're telling me. Thinking about your family is important, but it's also a childish way of thinking, because taking risks for your family is also very, very important and should be very important to you. However, the risks that you're trying to take at this very moment in time are not planned out, because you're doing it at a whim, or you would be doing them at a whim, or just to get out of the place where you are right now, or out of the rut that you are right now. Don't do things to get rid of where you are right now in an instant or instant gratification. Do things because in the future you're going to be better. I also feel like there's some sort of either you're going to be nursing because you're going to have a child, or you already have a child, but I keep hearing the word nursing. And what that tells me is either you're going to have a child, and you're going to be nursing, so take care of that, or that you are in a field where you have to take care of others and like giving to others. You are the giver to other people, where I feel like in this situation, you're not really giving. I also feel like if you're going to move from this job to the next, you're probably going to have to go back to school, or you're probably going to have to go back to something that you studied in the past that was your actual passion. Because you have a lot of fire cards here, a lot of wands here, and in this job where you are right now, it's been death, or it's been the ending to your passions, and that's something that you have to recuperate. And yes, like they said before, think about your family, but don't think about your family in a way where you're gonna cut them short in the long run. Also, don't date at the job. So don't date anybody that you're working with or at work with. Don't date at the job. Don't do that. That's going to set you back. Learn from your past. Learn from your past predicaments. Learn from your past pains and hurts and what the past has taught you. You kind of have to like go back to school in a sense. Look at your past and see what you did wrong, and don't repeat that. Whatever that was, or whatever that situation was, don't repeat that. I also feel like, I know I said this before, but don't settle for less. Don't settle for less when it comes to pay. So if you have to stay at this job until the beginning of the year, maybe until the end of January, do so. And then in the meantime, plan what you're going to do when it comes to budgeting for next year, when it comes to moving into a new place of work, because I do see you moving on to a new place of work where there's going to be like maybe $1 or $2 more of a raise if these people at your current position don't want to give you a raise, is what I see. Okay, so you have, this fits perfect. So you have, this is a flower, and it is the magnolia spirit. And you have dignity, generosity, remain calm and dignified in current challenges. You have a kind and generous heart. You are inspired by the wish to help others, okay? So if perhaps your career or the move or the change that you want in your career is to become a nurse, or step into the nursing field, or if you're not already there, maybe that's something that you want to do. But you are the giver. You are the giver. Remember that you are the giver. You give the help. You give the assistance to other people. And that's where you need to be. If you feel like in this job that makes you, or whatever it is that you're doing now, it slows you down, or it makes you not give to other people, that is not the place where you have to be, or where you should be, because your mindset and your purpose is to be the giver wherever you are. Also, when it comes to dignity and generosity, I feel like have faith in yourself. Understand that you are worth more. When you know that you are worth more, you know you ask for more. So ask for that raise. If they don't want to give you the raise, you start looking for next year. They're going to expect you to be looking anyway. I'm going to pull one more card from here when it comes to career, and then I'm going to move on to the love and see what's going on for love. And then you have the 3 of diamonds, and the 3 of diamonds is letting me know that, number one, you're low on money, and that's the reason why I'm moving. But that is the reason why you feel so stressed. And at a loss in some way, shape, or form. But understand that you have mind, body, and soul. Number 3 is also mind, body, and soul, and grounding yourself when it comes to your career. Persevere. Perseverance is key, okay? Perseverance is key. And And know that nothing is going to come easy as well. So when you feel yourself a little down and thinking of yourself like, oh, this is just not going to work, or this is not the place where I have to be right now. Yes, we know that. We know that that is not the place where you have to be at this very moment in time. But if you work outside of your head, meaning don't work your head, work your actions. Don't think too much. Don't stick it to your head too much. Like, oh, well, this is what I have to do, and then not do anything about it. You know you're going to have to study. You know you're going to have to persevere. And you know you're going to have that talk-to-talk, that heart-to-heart conversation about asking for more money. If they do not give you more money, then you move on to the next place, okay? So, I'm going to put these cards away. Think money, honey. Think money. If you think money, you become money. Let's see. Then I'm going to pull a separate set of cards. Make sure I'm not missing any here. Where I feel like in the love department, it's more of like self-love and self-discovery is what your next step should be. Self-love and self-discovery. Even though I know you're gonna want to know, like, if you're gonna find a partner, what's happening right now, etc., etc. So let's see. Excuse any noises in the background. My father's a little sick, so he'll be coughing a lot in the video, and I apologize for that. So let's see. I want to see how things are. So let's see. So it looks like you're with somebody. It looks like there is somebody in the picture, but you're asking for too much. You're asking for too much, and you asking for things is pushing this person away. You're asking for the breakup. You're asking for a major breakup. Instead of asking somebody what you need from them, you just tell them, okay, like, this is what I need. Okay, this is what I need right now. Don't ask. There's a difference between asking and telling somebody this is what I need. When you ask somebody, then they have the choice to say no. When you tell somebody, they still have the choice to say no, but they know that you're not here to play any games and that you're not going to take their option. That's the difference. You won't take an option. They can say yes or no, but you still have the ability to not take their option. Okay, when you ask somebody, you're giving them the platform or the foundation to say yes and no, and then you have giving yourself the foundation to also rebuttal or like countersuit somebody. But if you tell that person, like, this is what I want, this is the type of care and attention that I need, I don't want to pay these bills, you have to be responsible for these bills, then they can be like, you know what, screw it, I can be with somebody else, I'm going to move it along to somebody that's not going to ask me any of these things. And you're like, you know what, there's the door. And then there is no negotiation. And I feel like you're afraid of negotiation. But again, I have the 9 of Pentacles here, and this is telling me that you have to give yourself a little bit more value. And if this is something that already happened between the time that you purchased a reading and now, or whenever you might have broken up with somebody, that it was a good thing that you gave yourself the value that you deserved and that you needed, okay? Your reading is not over. Just pulling cards. Okay, so I feel like things will turn out the way that you want them to turn out in the future. However, it's going to be with somebody that it's going to be with somebody that's always been there backing you up, but they're a little bit like not immature in their ways. They're just a little slow in their ways. Okay, not immature, but they're a little slow. I feel like the detachment that you have, or the situation that you have with your past partner, and that person so easily walking away from your life has left you in a rut, and you're trying to put those bits and pieces together. However, sometimes the closure is that that person closes the door in your face. Sometimes that is a closure, and you're waiting for messages and waiting for somebody to tell you how they feel. Them leaving is telling you how they feel. Sometimes closure is in the departure of the person, okay? Sometimes closure is in the departure of the person, and that is very important for you to hear. But now you understand what your value is, and then you're not willing to settle for somebody that's willing to give you a little bit then less of what you deserve. I feel like, again, it shows up that you moved on to being single and valuing yourself a little bit more. And that also is causing a little bit more of like an emotional detachment as well. Try to come back to bases and not be so emotionally detached, but do give yourself the value that you deserve. You think that this person doesn't think about you, but I feel like this person does think about the decision that they made into walking away from your life, or allowing you to push them away from their life, is what I'm seeing right now. And they are too concerned of starting anew. If you want to contact them, please do so, because I feel like it's going to be a never-ending story. Even though the closure is that the person walked away, I feel like it's going to be a replay and a never-ending story in your mind. And sometimes an action may change the aura of how everything is, or the situation, or the outcome of how everything is at this very moment in time. You sending this person a message and declaring your emotions to that person might be the game changer. However, I see you moving to different heights, and I see that person moving on to different heights as well, because I feel like it's not that you guys are not compatible with one another. I feel like it's more of like you being in a totally different level than this person, and where you're going, he cannot go. I also feel like if you go back and you happen to have intimacy with this person or sexual relationships with this person, you might end up pregnant, and you might end up in a situation where you're going to have to take care of that situation on your own. If you're not careful or not on, trying to prevent the pregnancy. I also feel like you're the type of person that kind of like pushes this person that you've been with before to want to be rowdy and obnoxious. Like, I feel like you feed off of the fact that you see him getting rowdy and obnoxious, is what I'm seeing at this very moment in time. But the oracle card that I pulled for you in regards to love and relationships is knowledge. Number 7, the awakening. Jesus said to Mary, "Touch me not, for I have not ascended to my Father. But go and tell my brothers that I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." The Gospel of John. What this card says to me at this very moment in time is that let the situation be, okay? You've awakened to what it is. Let the situation be. Don't push anyone to want to be with you. Don't push anybody away that doesn't want to be away because of your insecurities or your limitations, not in a sense of financial limitations, but in a sense of like your past hurts and past pains, or what that person has done or hasn't done for you at this very moment in time or in the past. Try to listen to what that person is saying when they don't want you near them. And then you have the extra card, which tells me that number 1, you're opening doors by moving away. And it's just like the 3 of Wands here. So you kind of have the same energy twice. So move away. Moving away is the best way possible. When there is a card, I know these might be in too much of a religious context, but when there's a card that talks about moving on to the Father, moving on to the Father is moving up higher in the tree of life. and reaching a sense of consciousness where you feel at peace and at one with everything. And I feel like this person that was either with you in the past, this past lover, didn't feel like you were in oneness, or compatible with the all. And what does that tell me is that, like, again, like I said, where you're going, this person cannot go, and you're probably not part of the same frequency. So don't push and pull too much, okay? I feel like in the future, you will have a magnificent partner that is going to be able to handle you, is going to be able to handle the fire and within you, if this person is not in your life at this very moment in time. But I feel like don't go back to the past. The past is going to stay in the past. But the partner that you decide to be with, number one, will get you pregnant. Number two, will be able to handle the situation and the responsibilities that come with someone whom is pregnant, or a woman whom is pregnant. I'm going to pull one more card when it comes to the Knight of Wands. Yes. And the Knight of Wands, and I'm going to show you these two cards, the Knight of Wands and the Page of Swords, is just telling me that this person is going to be able to handle your outburst for the need of, etc., 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 for what it is that you need in a relationship. I also feel like this person is going to balance you very well, because this person is not just going to be the talk of the talk or the talk of the town, but also going to be all about action. They're going to be all about action. They're going to be all about creating the throne for you, as opposed to you asking somebody to create the throne for you. They're supposed to know how to create that throne for you already. So, and I feel like this situation, when it comes to you moving into a new relationship or something new, is 2018. I saw 2018 across my forehead, is going to happen in 2018. I do see you also having a conversation with your ex-partner, but no, not to beg. Don't be a beggar, and don't be a pick-me chick. Don't do that, okay? You are worth it. Remember that you are worth it. You give yourself value. You are the prize. So right now you may be weeping and sobbing for whatever the situation might have been, but moving along to bigger and better things, okay? I also feel like, just to end your reading right here, I feel like don't be attached to the wait time. Don't be attached to waiting time when it comes to your career. Don't be attached to wait time when it comes to your love life. Let it happen. It's all about divine timing during this time. A lot of things are happening in astrology. I'm not an astrologer, as many of you may know, or as you may know, but let the universe work for you. A lot of things are happening behind the scenes when it comes to attachments and letting go of control. So don't wait for those messages to start something new, or for that person to start something new. You go right ahead and you move along with your life. I feel like this person might be, this new person, it might be somebody at your next job. But if it is somebody at your next job, try to be as discreet as possible, because I feel like that's going to cause a little bit of a conflict if it is somebody that's going to come about within your next job. So I hope that you enjoyed your reading. I hope that I clarified a lot of things for you. And if you have any other questions and need me to pull any other cards, please let me know, okay? For the rest of you, this is called the My Path reading. If you don't know what to choose, this is a reading for you. Customize. I just pull cards, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.